I think being a woman, and for me being a Black woman, makes me unique in the field of engineering. And so there's like two pieces of advice. The first is, as a person who is unique, as a woman, as a person of color, I think recognizing what makes you unique. What is it about your experiences that makes you unique, right? It's obviously like your gender, but there's an experience that you've had that maybe no one else has had, right? So like I'm in meetings with my team and we're debating features, and I always have a unique perspective on a feature or a set of features because I've had a different set of experiences in life, because I can relate to a user base that is just like a little bit different, right? And I relate to like specifically a user base that actively uses the product. And so I think like women tend to be leading indicators like across social networks. And so women were the first like predominantly to use like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right? Women are kind of leading in this way. And so if you're in this group that tends to be the first movers, social networks, then like you understand a use case that maybe no one else in the room understands. And like being able to make those connections, I think is tremendously important. And so that's the first piece of advice, is to recognize that being the only one or being in a position of uniqueness doesn't put you at a disadvantage. It in a lot of ways is advantageous and is a real strength. And I think the second thing is to just don't stop. Like, to kind of use the words of like a Sheryl Sandberg, it's really to lean into that experience and don't let it stop you. Like I had the experience of I really lived while I was a student here, the notion of imposter syndrome. Like I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt like I was an imposter. Like everyone else knew that they didn't belong and opted out, and I was still in it, and I didn't realize like, oh, everyone else knows this and I didn't know, right? I felt like I didn't belong. And so, if that had stopped me, then like I might not have been in a position that I'm in. I definitely wouldn't have been in a position that I'm in today. But I also don't believe that, it wouldn't have been good for the world in the extent to which I could have impact in the areas and the communities that I really care about. And so I wouldn't have even lived up to my full potential.